Welcome to That's No Class. I'm Brian Baruman.
And I'm Morgan Darien.
Welcome back to the home of class, where we talk about the most interesting and funny things happening in the news and in our lives, try to figure out how to live classy, and call out no-class moves.
This week in news, Brian covers a new group of coworkers. I take on condiments. Brian has a profile in class for us. I relay one of the wildest stories from a friend. And as always, we end with our no-class picks.
Episode 48, friend. We're on the road to episode 50, which is going to be a special one. We're going to call it the all-class episode.
All right,
and
love it.
I want to take a second here at the top to ask you guys, tell us your favorite moments from the show. From the last 50. Anything that you've heard that you loved, tell it to us, reach out to us. We want to hear them. Share them with us.
Yes, please.
Because who knows? We've forgotten a lot of stuff that we've done. 50 episodes is going to be a lot. A lot of things happened. A lot of things we might have forgot. So remind us.
Cool.
And if this is your first time listening to us, welcome. You're going to love it. You got two new friends right here.
Heck yeah.
And about last week's episode, confirmed by a listener, mushrooms do not last 48 hours.
Ooh, interesting.
So something else was going on there.
That's wild. Or else...
Sorry, I had a hair stuck on my hat.
Or else maybe that guy was taking mushrooms the whole time, like kept taking more.
Maybe it wasn't just one and done.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So
Well, let's
go.
get to some more news.
Now here's the news.
This one is a feel-good one. Did you know that 1.8 million people with a disability have joined the workforce since just before COVID hit?
Is this like a big number compared to
Apparently,
before?
this is a very big number. Yes, I'll give you some context. The U.S. Labor Department says that's a 28% increase from before.
There we go.
But meanwhile, the total workforce has only grown 1%. So that means that people with physical or mental disabilities or chronic health conditions are just working a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more jobs have gone to people. And the big reason this is happening, perhaps obvious, remote work.
Yeah, that's helpful.
People don't have to go into a place that maybe it's hard to go into. But also, there has been a huge labor shortage. So companies are more willing to hire people with disabilities, even for in-person work, and especially for entry-level jobs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, labor shortage means there's not enough people to fill the spots?
Yes.
Why do I hear about everyone getting fired all the time then?
Who's getting fired?
Or like layoffs or whatever. Nah?
Those are only like tech worker people. They're getting laid off.
Oh, okay.
But entry-level
Other
jobs seem to be strong.
Other jobs, there's a shortage? Hire me. What the heck?
I mean, like your work, looking for servers, always looking for people,
not
stuff.
anymore.
Not anymore?
During COVID, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's when it started, and it's kind of continued that way. So I got this story from the Wall Street Journal. They interviewed a woman who got her very first full-time job, 32 years old.
Dang.
Has health problems. So being in person was too
I haven't had
hard.
a full-time job.
That's true. I guess that's true.
So I can't really be like, oh, that's crazy.
Different reason.
Okay.
But now she works remote. She's super happy about it. There's
I like
another
it.
guy, autistic, now works at a children's hospital, and he did so well, he now trains other people with autism and other disabilities to work in the hospital.
That's cool.
And this whole thing is interesting to me because I really thought this whole remote work thing was, going to go away.
Yeah.
Maybe foolishly. But we're seeing all kinds of people do it in all kinds of industries. We have friends,
That's true.
totally different kinds of jobs, all doing remote work.
Yeah.
And I just love that people with intellectual and physical disabilities are up in the workplace. No matter where it is, guys, I am a huge fan of diversity, which maybe isn't surprising as a mixed race person who grew up in a city like LA. I like all kinds of people being everywhere. Races, genders, disabilities, ages. I love it all. I think it's so cool. And I know this is an old-timey American idea, but I think it's great when people have a job.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. Make your own money. Be a part of a team at work. Feel good about yourself. It's good for all of us. It's good for the economy. And I just love this story, and it's awesome.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Good news.
Cool.
I like it.
What do you got?
This week, I have two condiment stories. One comes to us via our reporters over at NBC, and the other hails from Food and Wine magazine. News from Food and Wine magazine, you might ask? Well, it's news to me, folks, so here it is. First of all, from NBC. Were you aware of the insanity that French's Mustard brand tries to impart on us each year?
No.
Okay, so French's Mustard every so often does a marketing thing where they flavor something that shouldn't be flavored as mustard. One year it was donuts.
Like donut,
A
mustard-flavored
mustard-flavored
donut?
donut. 1 year it was hot dog buns, which sounds okay, I guess, because it would just you just don't use mustard then.
Okay.
1 year it was ice cream.
Okay.
Which is so pukey. Okay, this year they're teaming up with Skittles.
Mustard Skittle.
As our friend Kay would say, nasty. People are on both sides of the fence with this one. Some people are super stoked and they're like, I can't wait to try it. And then some people are like, we need to charge this company with assault. This is just like rude.
It's a crime against us.
Disgusting. Would you try these mustard flavored Skittles?
Yeah, but I like mustard.
Yeah, you do.
So
That's true.
I'm a different.
I might try it just to say I've tried it.
I see. I mean, I get it. I thought when you were going to say that mustard, like collab, I thought it was going to be that French's Mustard is going to be featured in other things, which is
like
actually,
what?
I think, exactly what you did say.
No, well.
Sorry, I was thinking it. I got it backwards. I thought what you were going to say was that there is a donut-flavored mustard or there is a Skittles-flavored mustard.
Nasty. That's also well,
That's
that would just be like a
weird,
frosting.
But that would be more novelty-ish.
But that wouldn't be
I
a
feel.
mustard. It would just be a frosting.
I guess you're right. I guess I don't know what mustard is.
So mustard is like a seed that is like a spicy
Smashed
seed, and they smash it, and it makes
I
mustard.
guess if it was a different flavor, it wouldn't be mustard.
Exactly.
You can't just switch
So you
sauces
can make
out
something
and call them
mustard, but you can't make mustard something else. Okay. I have a second condiment news segment.
Okay.
In South Carolina, there is a new food trail. We've heard of beer trails and other foodie type trails, but now in South Carolina, there's a mayonnaise trail. Did you know this?
I did not know this.
Okay. S. Caroline is the birthplace of Duke's Mayo. So now there's a self-guided trail to honor the Queen of Mayo, Eugenia Duke, whose original recipe was crafted in Greenville in 1970.
Okay.
There are 20 stops along the way, featuring fish dip, tangy coleslaw on a barbecue sandy, a crispy chicken sandwich, and a dirty rotten scoundrel burger. Oh, and a jalapeno pimento cheese sandwich. That hour of trail sounds real fun, but it will be followed closely by a 24-hour bathroom trip for sure. I'm down, though.
I don't know if I would want that much mayo.
It's a lot of mayo.
It's a lot of
things.
It's a lot of
I mean,
things.
basically, it's just like a bunch of burgers and stuff.
That's what it sounds like, which is cool, which I'm down with.
Down, I guess. But I don't know how you can eat at 20 places in a row.
People will do it just to do it, man.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah. So anyway,
Didn't know there was so much going on in condiment land.
I guess so.
Dang.
Sauces are where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good news.
That's it.
And where the heck you find this stuff?
Do you have personal news?
Yeah, we went to my old neighborhood for Halloween just to walk around because we have no child to take trick-or-treating anymore. So we walked around. We were amongst the children who had very awesome costumes. Shout out to the kid who was dressed up like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Full
that.
on. One kid.
Yeah.
One kid watching anime out there, which was awesome. Really crazy because I grew up on that street and now we're the age of all the parents.
Right.
So everybody is us with young child doing Halloween and everything is almost the same except everybody got a beer in their hand.
Yeah.
Every
really
millennial parent walking around the neighborhood with a beer in their hand. And I would think that would be shocking.
I know.
But it was just when everybody's doing it on that street.
I guess it's fine.
I guess it's fine.
There was even one table was offering shots.
Yeah. They had literally a table set up in the driveway with shot glass and a bottle for anyone who wanted one.
And then, that guy yelling at us.
Guy in the doorway. I think they were done for the night.
I know.
And they were like, hey, parents, from within their doorway. Parents, you want a beer? We were like,
we're not.
No, we're not actual
We don't
parents
have a kid
right
with
now.
us.
We're just people. And he was like, oh. It's kind of like weird. But
He's like, I couldn't tell. So I couldn't say that for me. I'm like, okay, man.
It's wild. It's wild seeing what our generation is doing with the tried and true traditions.
I think if you jumped from when our parents were taking us to that, it would be shocking because our parents would be like, oh my God, that's the mess.
Beer.
Yeah.
They're drinking.
That is wrong.
But us, we're like,
people that.
Our generation has turned beer into acceptable in literally everywhere. Yeah. Every restaurant has to have beer. Every event has to have beer. Halloween clearly has to have beer.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't see any kids drinking. It's all okay.
Everyone was having a good time.
Everyone was having a good time. Nobody was irresponsible. It was nice.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Nice to see. What about you? What do you got personal news?
Dude, Hubs, my main guy, me and more friend, my guy. I have been off Instagram for a week.
It has been crazy. The listeners are wondering where you are. I am wondering where you are. I'm like alone in the Instagram wilderness without you. It was so jarring.
It's wild. I said I would do it. I'm the strongest person I know.
I respect you so.
I deleted it.
So hard.
Off my phone. I feel better. My brain, my heart. I'm a new person.
I'm happy.
Following through on other things.
I'm so happy for you.
It's a gift to myself. 10 out of 10.
Good.
5 stars.
I'm so happy. I think me and the listeners all thought like, oh, this is something that's going to happen eventually. But I think it was the day after we had recorded the last episode.
Yeah.
Just suddenly you were gone.
I know. I feel good about it.
I woke up to a text in the morning saying I'm not on there anymore. Just so you know.
Just so you know, don't be sad if I don't
what the
respond.
Heck? And I am sad.
I'm sorry.
I don't have anyone to send memes to anymore.
I'll be back.
Okay. But I'm happy for you. So you feel
come back.
You feel good.
Yeah. It's good to take a break. Do it, everyone.
So you don't know how long?
I don't know yet.
It's an unneeded distraction. Yeah. It's a waste of time. Let's be real. It's a waste of
I
time.
mean, it is.
I mean, follow us. Check us out. But it's a waste of time. For sure.
Watch too many cat videos.
Those are the best part.
I know.
Well, I'm proud of you. I think we're all proud of you.
Thanks so much.
Good job.
Thanks for the support.
All right. When we come back, we're going to tell you about somebody who's been really classy this week. And then we've got a wild tale about a wedding. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Sometimes we come across someone who is so good, so pure with their actions or way of being that we gotta highlight it. Brian brings us a little anecdote about one such person whose kindness elevates them in this profile in class.
Since Lily moved away and we now suddenly have a guest room, we've had so many travelers, it's kind of hard to believe. Almost every other week, a friend or family member stays with us for the weekend or for a night. Some staying to spend time with us, but most are just off on their own adventures and using our house as a place to rest and set out from. And it's been really nice. It feels very adult to be able to host people and offer them more than just a couch or a blow-up mattress. And we don't ask for anything, and we don't expect anything. Sure, like our travelers are saving money on hotels or maybe a little food, but hey, it's not like they don't have to make a few sacrifices when they're staying at our house. My work schedule is totally crazy, as you all know. I tell our guests, I will say goodnight to you now. It is 8 p.m. and well past my bedtime. Please keep your voice to a low volume while I go sleep. And I'll be up at around 2 a.m. You may hear me in the kitchen or see the lights on in the hall shining under the door of your room as I get up in the middle of the night. Please try to ignore that and continue sleeping. But really, though, does anybody ask a guest who's staying with them for just a night for anything? Of course not, because that would be no class. But what do you do when they take it upon themselves to do something for you anyway? This happened to us. I was at work at my midday, what you normal people will call morning, and I get a text from Morgan saying, "Oh my God, our guest is doing our dishes." And you might think, oh, they all had dinner and she's just helping out. Oh no. No. Here's a no-class admission. We had dishes in the sink already when our guests got there. And you might say, what the hell is wrong with you? How are you going to have dirty dishes in your sink when people come over? But hear me out. Times are tough. There's only so much energy that we have in a day. We made sure all their space was clean. We just ran out of time, and I guess we just hoped that they would never enter the kitchen and see our dark secret. But I guess they did see it. And they took it upon themselves to give back and start cleaning things up that weren't even their responsibility at all. And this just immediately made me feel such a sense of class shame and embarrassment. Embarrassment that she was getting her hands dirty in our gross dishes, that she was seeing all the imperfections and stuff in our kitchen that we try to hide from visitors generally, and that she was doing something that I would never see myself doing, like ever. Like, I'm a tough guy in a lot of ways, but I'm a total wimp in a lot of other ways. Other people's dishes, being a dishwasher at a restaurant, I could never, ever do that. And she volunteered, just took it upon herself to do it. The idea of doing that, the act, I have no frame of reference for within myself. It feels like a foreign language of action. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to do better. And I don't mean repeating what they did when I find myself a visitor in someone else's house. I mean just thinking about it. What can I do to show my hosts that I appreciate them? How can I show them that it means a lot to me, letting me stay the night? That was the thing that blew me away and made them my profile in class this week, that they cared that much. That's the classy thing. The thought, the impulse, that's the thing I'll take with me. And they can stay with us any damn time they want. But I promise, the dishes will be clean next time.
Nice. Do you want to shout her out?
Lachelle. Homegirl Lachelle. She's like anonymous, our friend who's getting married soon, and we got to see before her wedding. It was great.
Thanks, Lachelle.
Thanks
You're
so much.
Classy.
All right. Well, when we come back, one of the best wedding stories you've ever heard, I promise, in a funny way. And then it's your no class picks. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're a regular listener, number one, we love you. And number two, you probably know by now that we have a creative approach to format here. We love stories. We love true stories. The world is crazy, and oftentimes actually, we hear a story from our friends or from strangers, and it's so good that, of course, when Mogo and I get home and we see each other, we have to tell each other.
Calling me that.
Why? A lot of people refer to you as Mogo. I just
That's
hope
a
that you know now.
terrible nickname.
Hope you know that other people
I'm upset by it.
call you Mogo to me.
Oh my God.
Anyway, we love to tell each other stories. But this one was so good that we said, we got to tell the listeners because it's awesome. But Morgan heard it firsthand, so she's got to be the one taking over here.
All right. I have a close friend who just got married, and she told me a wedding story that is like a scene from a movie. So I just had to share it with you guys. She already gave me permission, so I don't want you to think I'm just stealing my friend's life stories. I already offered to write her a memoir because this is one moment in a lifetime of interesting and heartfelt and hilarious shit that has come her way. But for now, we will start with this single day.
Okay.
A wedding. A small ceremony with family and a few close friends, surrounded by lakes and trees and mountains, committing to your person in front of your favorite people. Gorgeous scenery, gorgeous bride, gorgeous groom. Everyone's happy. The pictures will show just how happy and how at peace everyone was. And thankfully, my friend is strong enough to let that be how she remembers this day. Here's the other half of that story. Her dad texts her at 7:30 a.m. When he talks in person, he's usually semi-yelling for no reason. He also does this in his texts and refuses to text in anything other than all caps. His message reads, "Hey, Rose, I won't make it until 12. Can you push it back half an hour?" Her wedding is scheduled for 11. She debates with her fiance, but ultimately they follow their gut and they say no because they don't even know if he'll make it by then. And there's no point in pushing it back half an hour if he's going to be late by multiple hours. Her fiance does the math on what her dad's drive is, and he's like, I don't think he's going to make it. 9:30, she gets another text. Hey, Rose, I don't have a shirt. Do you have a shirt I can wear? Keep in mind, they're not at home. They're at a hotel. Everyone has what they packed. Her dad then asks if she can get her mom to pick one up for him. Her parents are super not together anymore. Her mom says, no way. Her fiance has an extra shirt, so they leave it in her dad's hotel for him to pick up when he arrives. Okay, cool. Crisis averted. After the ceremony, when they're cutting the cake, she gets a call from her dad asking if someone can pick him up from the hotel. By the way, the hotel is 5 minutes away from where they are eating cake.
Question.
Yes.
So he hasn't made it.
No.
He has not been at the wedding.
No.
He has missed the ceremony.
Yes.
He has missed. What else has he missed? The reception
Whatever
is beginning.
else over there.
He
Yeah.
didn't. He has not shown
made
up, and he's still asking for help for things that he might make it to the reception.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
While she's in the middle of cutting cake.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone is like, why can't you drive? It's 5 minutes.
And wasn't he driving there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Crucial information. But he insists he can't drive. So my friend's stepdad agrees to go pick him up.
Okay.
When her stepdad gets to the hotel, there are like 8 cop cars in the parking lot. He makes a joke to his wife saying, they're probably here for Rose's dad. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And they are. The stepdad gets held for questioning for 40 minutes just because he knows him and then is let go. He returns to the wedding, and when everyone packs up to move on to the next location, my friend's car happens to be passing the cops on her way down the road. So she slows down and says, hey, I think you might have arrested my dad. I'm just wondering what's going on. He was supposed to be at my wedding. Before the cop can even explain anything that happened, she hears and then sees her dad yelling from the backseat of the cop car, Rose, get me out of here. Okay, so what happened? He stole a car to drive to the wedding. When the cops knocked on his door, he thought it was the stepdad picking him up, so he answered. Then realized it was the cops and slammed the door closed, and they had to bust into his room. So now he's arrested for also obstruction of justice. I'm guessing nothing happened with the stolen car because then, that night, she gets a call at 8:30 p.m. from him saying,
Wedding night.
hey, yeah, crucial also. Hey, they released me. Come pick me up. He's an hour away. So she and her now husband drive 2 hours to pick her dad up. He doesn't ask about the wedding a single time on the hour drive back. The whole time he's wearing a cowboy hat and the shirt that her husband let him borrow. And he's saying how unfair everything is and how the cops are wrong. Her husband can't help himself. He keeps poking and prodding about the stolen car, trying to get him to admit that he's like thieving. Her dad barely thanks them before getting out. And that's it. The only thing.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, she blocked him in the morning. She was like, I don't have to deal with this anymore. The only thing that makes it okay to laugh at this absurd story is that my friend is super at peace with who her dad is, thank God. And after all this, she said, honestly, it's just sad that this was the best he could do for his daughter's wedding. And that really hit me so hard. Like, she's been through enough to let it go and not let it affect her special day and just see him for who he is and see that has nothing to do with her or who she is.
No.
He's
not
just
at
a
all.
mess.
Yeah.
And she freaking rose out of those ashes, man. Amazing.
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 Good for her.
I know.
Proud of her. Glad she, and that doesn't disrupt her wedding day at all. Him
know.
not being there
It's probably
eliminated probably all chaos.
better. We don't
So
know.
it was all happening on the periphery outside of the wedding, but at least it didn't affect the wedding at all. So
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah. At least there's that.
I'm happy for her for that.
Wild.
Amazing.
She has a Zen Buddhist monk like in her heart or
Yeah,
something. Because
yeah.
I would have been like, are you effing kidding
Yeah,
me?
I know. I mean, that's really hard to do. Even if
Yeah.
you have a parent who you know you have issues with regularly, I mean, still,
It's still hard.
You hope, you're like, oh, I want, a lot of
Yeah.
people would have said, okay, we'll push back the time. When
I
they asked to
know,
begin
but
with,
I'm
they're like,
so
oh, I
glad
want
they
him to be
did it.
there. I want to push it back.
Yes.
Very strong to do that.
Yes. To say no and be like, nope,
No,
this is probably
this
not
is going
gonna
on.
happen.
If you
Yeah.
can make it, fine. But if
Yeah.
you can't, it's still going to happen.
Exactly.
So didn't.
Amazing.
That's so wild.
It's
man.
That's
That's
Can
so
you imagine?
wild.
It's your wedding day and you're just driving by and he's like, hey, get me out of here. And she's like, I can't get you out of there.
I don't just.
I'm not.
They don't listen
I'm
to
not
me
the
like
law.
that.
Yeah, they don't listen to me.
Awesome story.
I want to thank her for letting
Thank
me
you
share
for
that
letting
story.
us use it. Thank you so much.
Oh,
It's such
man.
a great personal story, but man,
When she was telling it to me, every moment I was like, and then what happened? And then what happened?
Oh, it's awesome. Everyone's with you. Everyone's with you.
I love that story.
Thanks again for sharing it with us. All right, when we come back, it's that time. Your No Class Picks of the Week. Stay with us. It's time to wind down the show here, bring it to a close the only proper way with our No Class Picks of the Week.
You're just a jealous,
No class.
lazy bum.
No class pick.
Okay, so my No Class pick this week came from some friends I had lunch with. Shout out to the Junes, and this is what one of them told me. She says her husband's cousin is getting married. Lots of wedding stories going on this week.
Lots of weddings.
It's weird. The cousin invites them to the wedding, but here's the catch. It's in 2 months.
Okay.
In January, on a Thursday. So they'll have to ask for time off of work, make travel plans because it's not in the area, do all that with only 2 months of notice.
Ooh.
And they are like, I can't believe this. This is so no class. 2 months, that's like not enough time, yada, yada. But for me, I'm like, I genuinely don't know what I feel about that. Is it no class?
Yeah.
Is it?
You were asked because someone else couldn't go.
Is that why?
Yeah.
You're a last-minute addition?
Totally.
You think that's why?
Yes.
What if that wasn't the reason? They
if
told
they're
me,
just asking everyone at that time?
Yeah, they said that the reason that I don't know why it's so last minute, but they said that date is because it works out for their work schedules and it's kind of the only time that they can do it.
I mean, if they don't really, I don't know. That's not enough time to like plan
2 months
certain
doesn't seem
things.
like enough time.
Depends what kind of wedding they're throwing, I guess. If it's just thrown together and it's like at someone's house,
I
you could plan that.
Regardless, they're going to have to travel. They're going to have to, my friends.
No, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is for planning-wise, the only way you could really throw something in 2 months is if you're throwing it at a house or something.
And it's last minute.
Yeah, because locations are going to be booked.
Yes. That's probably the case, yeah. But the
what I'm
question is, why is it...
We need more deets to know if it's a last-minute addition or if it's just them, like, throwing a wedding together willy-nilly.
And one of them is no class and one of them is acceptable?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So the last-minute addition is no class, but
Yes.
See, I didn't even think of that, and that's why. And they didn't say that. So I'm just thinking, like, oh, you think 2 months just in general is a no-class thing? I don't know.
I think that's just like maybe they had no other choices.
I understand that you want notice for something like that.
Yeah.
And 2 months probably doesn't seem like enough.
Nah. I would say 3 months at least
Think so.
for tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just don't go.
Just don't go. There you go.
Are you friends with them? Like
They're family. It's
yeah, but
cousin.
are you friends with them?
It's your cousin.
But are you friends with them?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Draw your own conclusions. What do you
All
guys
right.
think?
All
Let us know what you think. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. All right, what about you? What do you got?
Okay. My no class pick is all of the women, all of them. Because we're no class to ourselves for many reasons. I could list them, but that would be boring and way too long and probably put me into a rage or a depression so I'm just going to focus on one. Y'all say sorry too damn much. It's rude. It's rude to yourselves because it perpetuates the idea that you must be small in spaces, that you shouldn't opinionate or express. It's rude because we need your voices too, and apologizing for existing is just not it. It's not cool, and it's not nice to anyone involved. So yeah, women are no class for saying sorry when they order food, or when they're not ready to order, or when they hand me a plate, or when their card doesn't swipe and we have to try again, or when their eggs are literally burnt and look like trash and they feel like it's their fault somehow, or when a guy almost walks into them even though they were walking there first, or when they're literally just doing their job, or when their boss is dropping the ball and they pick up the ball and then apologize for picking up the ball, or when someone gives their opinion on something or gives up a fact that's not true and the woman is an expert in this subject, but instead of saying, nope, that's not true, I literally do this for my job, they frame it in a way that makes everyone feel like their opinions are valid or that maybe they're wrong, even though they're definitely right. So stop it, okay? Stop it with the sorries. They don't serve you. Get it together, putas. Mic drop.
These are very specific scenarios you're talking about. Some of them feel...
Some of them have happened in front of me or to me at least 15 times.
You. Yes, very much.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
over it.
Yeah. I've been noticing a big change in you lately.
I need to stop
You are
doing
not
it.
apologizing at all. You were
I'm sick of it.
bringing it to people lately.
I'm sick of it. I bump into someone, usually a guy, and I say sorry, and they don't.
Then
I'm done.
don't say
or
sorry,
even just
man.
like being in each other's ways in like aisles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, pardon me. Oh, sorry. And they don't apologize for anything. They're just like, yep, this is my aisle. I'm like, get the fuck out.
You just got class and they don't got class, man.
I guess, but I'm over it. I'm
All
gonna try to have some no class. Like, move. I'm the king of this aisle now.
All right.
There
I like
you go.
the theme that you've done of people being no class to themselves, that this is a thing. I when we started the show, I never thought that was going to be like a possible angle for no class, but like you do it multiple times. Like they're being no class to themselves. I'm like, okay, that's
You can be.
a concept. It's a concept that we're exploring here on it. All right, guys. That's our show. Thanks so much for being here and hanging with us. Like and or subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all the apps. Tell a friend. Hey, really, tell a friend. Tell your mom. Tell your grandma. Tell your uncle. Tell somebody. Give them the website, that'snoclass.com. If they don't use apps for podcasts, if they don't know what a podcast is, they know how to click on a link.
Ooh, yeah.
Just send them the address and say, here, listen right
Click
here.
on this.
Older people like to listen directly on their laptops out loud. That's just something that they like to do. We've learned this with listeners of ours. We love it. We're here for it. It's awesome. They can also watch us on YouTube if they want to.
Yeah,
It's
we're
great.
back.
Everybody uses YouTube. Tell somebody, guys. We appreciate you guys so much, and it's always amazing to hear from you guys. And remember, tell us your favorite things from the show for our 50th episode, please. We really want to hear from you guys. We would love to use them on the show. It would be awesome. We're going to do special things. We might have some special looks going on for the 50th episode. So reach out to us everywhere. Instagram, @that'snoclass. You can also send us an email or a voicemail, that'snoclass@gmail.com, and call 877-7-NO-CLASS, or as Morgan likes to say, 877-766-2527. Call us up. We love having your stories on the show.
Stay classy.
Stay classy and have a great week.